आरएमओ का टेस्ट है संडे। मैम आपको दो टेस्ट होंगे पीरियोडिक टेस्ट के साथ। 9:30 से रिपोर्टिंग टाइम निकालने 10 to 11:30 तक टाइमिंग है। 9:30 को यहाँ आना है आपको, ऑफलाइन टेस्ट होगा यहाँ संडे। हाँ, तो सबने वो फॉर्म फिलअप किया है, कंपल्सरी है सबका। फॉर्म दिया है ना टेस्ट के लिए, ठीक है। रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर का लिंक किसके पास नहीं है? मैंने आधे लोगों को दिया है। तो यूट्यूब पर संस्कृति का
ऐसा नहीं और सेम ऐसे करके किसी और देखो बाद में नहीं कुछ करना
COVID has helped you all forget that tradition of singing. So last time what did we do?
We started poetry. These things and all.
If your resource what page number was that?
21.
Page 21. See, you often have these maps in your resource book. Okay, so it says topo sheet question 1, 2, 3, 4 and all that. So that starts with page 21, okay?
volume to page 21 and for maps of 1
So what you'll do is take out those maps, those topo sheets, and on the first one just write page 21. So when you're practicing at home, you will know which are the questions you need to refer to. Understood what I'm telling you all? Did you all understand what I'm telling you? How many of you understood? I thought so. See, in your resource books, you have these. Do you have this set of papers? Huh? So this says question 1. There is the question. That's on page 21. So over here, write and keep page 21. So when you are practicing, you'll know where it is. Okay, there are 6 questions on page 21. Open it. Open page 21. Right. Can you see? Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So have you all written on the top page 21? Yes. Show me. You've written. Note. Okay, so last time we did the 4-figure grid reference. So how was the 4-figure grid reference? You'll start with the counting from the eastings from the bottom left hand side and move on to the north. Northeast. Which are the eastings? The vertical line. These are the eastings. These are the eastings. See why these are called the eastings? Because they are moving towards the east. They are graduating towards the east. And these are the northings because they are graduating towards the north. Horizontal or vertical? So your counting will start from here. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 74, 75, 76. So how will you, if you have something located over here, how will you, what will the location be? 26, 74. First you take the easting, then the northing, and the easting that comes before it. So it will be 26, 77. Now what is there in the 6-figure grid reference? How many of you know what is there in the 6-figure? How do you identify? How?
First we find out the 4-figure reference and then we leave the first page and second page.
And then wait, one
with the
minute.
help of scale we find the easting and also the north.
Okay. What were you saying?
From the same thing, we first find out the easting and north page. Now you use the first page and the second page for the then we measure it from the scale in the millimeter.
Yeah, I need to it is divided into how
20
many?
millimeters.
10. Section of 10. Okay, see in your textbook also. So how it is here is it is each grid It's like the 6 figure is more in detail. Okay, it gives you a more accurate location. So if this was the same 25, 26, 27, 28, 74, 75, 76. Now in the 6 figure, what they do is each grid is subdivided into 10 parts. Okay, so you will have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and here also it would be divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mine is unequal, but it's divided into 10 parts. So 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here it would be 1 to 10 like this. Okay. Now if you have the temple is in this place. Okay. How are you going to data? I'll take it. Okay, it is here. Okay, and I'll go it a little higher so the figures are different here. See over here along this.
Yes.
5. Say it is along this and along this. Okay, so your temple is. Yeah. Okay. Is it looking like a heart? Okay. So your temple is over here at this position. So it is on 27, 3. First you take the eastings. Okay, in a 6 figure, the first 3 would be the eastings and the next 3 would be the northings. Okay, why I have drawn 2 lines? Because one would be this, which has 2 digits, and one would be this, which has 1. Okay, so what would it be over here? 27. 27. What are the main ones we mark? Okay, and north it is which one? 75. Now, within 27, it is on the third one. So 3 and 75. Where is it on the fifth one? 75, 5. So the location would be written as 27, 3, 75, 5. Okay, where these 3 are the eastings, these 3 are the northings, this is the subdivision, and here this is the subdivision. It's that simple. Okay, one more we'll take.
But only the temple on the eastern on the first and
Attendance? Where's the attendance sheet? All have signed?
the temple on the third figure would be the center part of the temple and the sixth figure would be the top of the temple. Right?
No, where it is starting?
Basic one.
Where is beginning? From the north, what I told you last time, east के right hand side में and north के ऊपर. Where is it beginning? Take that. नहीं. Bottom का होगा. That's what I'm telling you. From where it is starting here? How are you calculating your north? Like this, no?
Yes.
You're going this way. And your east, you're going this way.
Yes.
So north, this way. And east, like this. Okay? One more we take.
Number what if it's middle in the middle of the line? What is in the middle?
Then you will take where it is near the one to the left. Say if it's between this 2 and 3. Like now it was exactly over there. Now say it is over here. It's over here. I'll draw it a little bigger. Okay. Say it's over here. What are you going to do? It's between 2 and 3. Then what are you going to take?
2.5 equal to
No, you will take the one that comes before. Okay. Like in the 4-figure grid, this was here. What did you do? You took the easting that came before it. So you will consider it as 27, 2. And here if it is, say if it is between 4 and 5, then you will consider it as 75, 4. Got it? One more example. Now, it's located, okay, it's located over here. How will you calculate? Someone come out. Who will come? Hmm? Hmm. Draw one dotted line from where your markings will be finding. Yeah, and that is 4. What might it not do? We keep it together, right? Them together. And okay. How did he get this? 27, 4. Because this is on easting 27 and it is on 4. Where it is on 4. And here it's on 75 and here it's on 7. Got it? Now, contours part in your this next chapter of the book. Now, what are contours?
the imaginary line is highlighted that is same as the public.
Correct. They are imaginary lines that join locations having the same height above mean sea level. So they are drawn on a flat surface, but you have to imagine it to be a 3D form. Okay, like if it's representing a mountain, you have put images in your textbook, so that's why I asked you to take that out. Okay, you can see here. Go to this contour diagrams on page 15. See the first one, a steep slope. Page 15. See the steep slope. How is it? They have drawn a perpendicular and they have joined the lines. At you can see 100, 200, 300. Can you see that? Yes. 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1000. That is known as contour interval. Okay? That's known as contour interval. one is a hill. A hill has gentle slopes. So you can see in what way is it different? In what way is a gentle slope different from a steep slope? In what way is it different? The interval is more in the case of a gentle slope because it's going like this. Gentle means the slope is steep is this and gentle is this. Okay, so that's why here the contour lines are more. If it's say a cliff, it would be even more. Okay, because it is steep. It's like, what is a cliff? Like a vertical cliff, like a wall. Then next one, see figure 2.9. You can see a conical hill. See, it starts from 100, 200, 300, 400 at the bottom here. 400, 500, 600, and then a perpendicular line is drawn, and all those places having the same height are joined. Can you see these circles up? So, which means each circle has the same height. Okay, the mountain at the same height, or the hill at the same height. Then the V-shaped valley. See the V-shaped valley. That's figure 2.10. What is a valley? Yes, the part between two mountains.
But how do you know it's a valley or a hill?
From the contour. See, in a valley, it's going the other way around. It's going like this. In the V-shaped valley, you can see from the bottom, they start at 700, 800, 9, 1000, 1100 and 1200. Okay? And then you have those lines which are joining, the brown colored lines, the contour lines. Okay? Then you can see the figure 2.11, U-shaped valley. They are, see in B what is written. They are broad, flat floored valleys formed in the middle course of a river, or they may be formed by the action of glaciers. U-shaped valley. You can see this, it is U-shaped. V-shaped, it's V-shaped. What's the difference? Then hanging valley. It is formed where the tributary valley meets the main glacier. The tributary valley is higher than the floor of the main valley because the main glacier erodes. Or erodes means? Yes, when the glacier moves, it erodes the land. It breaks the land and formations are created. So, V-shaped valley is like this. Okay, the U-shaped valley and hanging valley. Gorge or canyon. What is a gorge? It is a deep and narrow valley having steep slopes. Its contours are same like that of a V-shaped valley, the only difference being that the contours of a gorge are closely shaped. You have seen the difference? A gorge or canyon is narrower, whereas a V-shaped valley is broader. So that's why the contours in a gorge would be closer or a V-shaped would be closer. U-shaped.
Gorge.
In a gorge because it is steeper. The contours of a gorge are closely spaced and the V formed by them is very narrow. If it's more steep, then it will be even more narrow. There will be even lesser space between the contours. a ridge. See figure 2.13, that's a ridge. It is a long and narrow highland sloping steeply downwards on its sides. It has a number of summits. Summits means? Yeah, peaks. Contours showing a ridge are elongated and are closely spaced. What do you understand from this? The circle 700 over there? 700 would mean the top of that. It's not a, it's like a plateau, right? It's flat over there. So that indicates the peak of that mountain or hill. Okay? Contours showing a ridge are elongated and are closely spaced. Sometimes there are peaks and passes along across a ridge. Next is water divide and escarpment. Water divide you can see over there, figure 2.14, watershed. A line which separates two adjacent drainage basins is known as a water divide. It resembles the shape of a ridge on both sides, of which a number of streams flow. It is a ridge which separates the tributaries draining towards one side of it from those draining towards the other. On the two sides of the watershed or the water divide, the slopes must be opposite and downwards. Figure 2.14. You can see the slope 800, then 1000, 900, 1000 and 1100. And it is opposite. You can see those arrows which indicate that. You have the black arrow on either sides of the line, of the dotted line. Okay, so which means the slopes are opposite. That's why the arrows are drawn. The side on which the ridge is steeper, the contours are drawn closely. You can see a few places where the contours are, there is a big gap between the contours. And there are some where they are close to each other. Right? You can see that one part between 1000 and 1100. It means over there it is steep. Whereas the other, which is spaced apart, that is long. So the side on which the ridge is steeper, the contours are drawn closely together, whereas the side on which the ridge is gentle, the contours are drawn far apart. The next one you see escarpment. It is an abrupt, comparatively long and regular steep face of a hill, a ridge or a plateau. An escarpment has a narrow top with a steep slope. The top of it is narrow with a steep slope, or a scarp. That's known as a scarp on one side and a gentle slope or dip on the other. Can you see it? Yes. Figure 2.15. You can see one side is very steep and the other side has a gentle slope. Right?
Yes.
It's written also over there. See, scarp, crest, and dip. So, the steep slope has a gradient of 1:3 and close contour lines, whereas a gentle slope has a gradient of 1:12, which means there is more space between those contour lines. You can see around the 100, on the top it is like this, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, that part. Those are close together. That's because the slope over there on that side is very steep. Can you see this? This is steep. So that's why it indicates, it's like a kind of a reflection that we are creating of the formation. Okay? So here it is closely spaced because it is steep, whereas this side It is not so steep. It has a gentle slope, so they are spaced apart from each other. Okay. Then drainage system is given there in your like the book notes. Drainage system teaches the resource drain. See page 11. What's your resource? Page 11. A drainage system, got it, no? Yes, ma'am. Okay. A drainage system refers to the origin and development of streams through time, while drainage patterns means spatial arrangement and form of streams. You can see this well pattern or rectangular pattern. Huh? How is it? Like a rectangle, square. So, trellis pattern, rectangular pattern. In this pattern, the tributaries can be seen meeting the main stream at right angles. Tributaries are what? Like the branches. Okay. So you can see these. It's written over there: stream, main river, and the sea. So they are shaped in a right angle. So it's known as what type? Trellis pattern or rectangular pattern. Then the next is the dendritic drainage pattern. In this pattern, the tributaries come from all directions to meet the main river. Tributaries means smaller streams which are joining into a big river, into the main river, and that goes into the sea, that empties itself into the sea. So in the dendritic pattern, which pattern? Dendritic pattern. The tributaries come from all directions to meet the main river, like the branches of a tree. Can you see that it looks more like a tree which has branches and no leaves, right? So the small streams meet the larger streams, and the larger stream meets the still larger stream, and in the end they go and meet the river and into the sea. Just you have a box left there for practice.
You want me to draw that?
Yeah, but not now.
Yeah.
Now here. Then you have the parallel drainage pattern. How is it? It's very clear from the diagrams. How is it? They are like parallel. So the parallel drainage pattern comprises of numerous rivers which are parallel to each other and follow the regional slope within that region, and they are flowing in a parallel manner. It's there in this note. If it comes in the exam, you can't write, no, it was not there. Right? So the more you know, the better it is. So you all have the resource books, right? So see that. Then next is the radial drainage pattern. The radial drainage pattern, also known as centrifugal pattern. Centrifugal means radiating in all directions. Radial drainage pattern, also known as centrifugal pattern, is formed by the streams which diverge from the central higher point in all directions. You can see it's written over there: high land and then you have the drainage pattern. They are moving in all directions towards the outside. So that's the radial drainage pattern. Then you have the disappearing drainage pattern. You can see there are lines and then there are dots. Yes. So the disappearing drainage pattern in this drainage system, the streams and tributaries, before reaching the main river, they are supposed to join the main river, but before reaching the main river, they disappear into the soil of porous nature. Means the soil that is there is very porous. Porous means it has lots of space in it. Here we can't say soil has holes, but it has a lot of space in which the water gets into. So it appears that it has disappeared. So that is the disappearing drainage pattern. Then is the settlement. Settlement and different patterns. But it will be asked, right? Types of settlement. So the settlement patterns. Settlement means a cluster settlement where people are living together. Okay, like a village or a town. So settlement means a cluster of inhabited houses, maybe rural or urban. People where houses where people are living, maybe in the city, maybe in the villages. First is the nucleated or clustered pattern. In this, houses are very close to each other and are constructed in a compact manner. Like they are all living within the same area. Source of water, need of defense, collective comforts, and privileges have been the basic reasons for the growth of nucleated settlements. Means, like source of water, like probably there they have a river flowing by, so they have good access to water. So they will all, or maybe they might have land over there where they do agriculture. So they will have their settlement in the same locality together. Okay. Then you have, so this is known as the nucleated or clustered pattern. Then you have the dispersed or scattered settlements. From the word itself you will understand. Scattered means it will be at different places. It won't be clustered. And you can see in that image there, where it is all, you have one here, one here, one here, one on the other side. So they are all apart from each other. So dispersed or scattered settlements are found in areas of sparse population. Sparse, less population, you don't have too many people anyway. Sheltered valleys or at the foot of hills. Here, buildings are far away from each other. They are almost isolated. They are large farmhouses. So that is what type? Dispersed or scattered. Then you have linear or ribbon pattern. You can see in that image. It's like a ribbon in a line. It's in a straight line, linear. So linear or ribbon pattern, when houses or buildings are constructed along the road, you have it on either sides of the road. Yeah, like now also we have a road and in our case there is construction. So then houses and buildings are constructed along the road, canal, river, or railway line, okay, because it becomes easier for them to travel and for also carrying on their economic activities, trade and all. The pattern of settlement emerged is known as a linear pattern. What type is this? Linear pattern. Then you have the radial. Radial again. Radial means centrifugal. We just did that. Where the drainage pattern was. It's the same in this case also. It's radiating in all directions.
Yes.
Hmm? Radial pattern. In this pattern, buildings or houses spread out from a central point, generally a water body, temple, palace, or a road junction. So it will radiate from there. Then you have the rectangular pattern, just as you had in the drainage system. Then where two or more main roads, you can see the crisscross there. So where two or more main roads cross each other, houses built accordingly give a rectangular pattern. Okay, so it gives that impression of it being rectangular, like a square. Then I'm continuing with this in the same book. Identification of natural features or man-made features. Natural features or topographical map shows various natural features like mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, streams, open grounds, unlined wells, cliffs, waterfalls, and valleys shown by contours and their heights. Man-made features, what are they? All these that we are reading, you have to learn all those symbols. These include quarries, houses, temples, mosques, churches, post offices, police stations, artificial lakes, metal, unmetal roads, embankments, tunnels, forts, lined wells, etc., usually depicted by means of conventional symbols. In your book, there are 2 pages. In the textbook, it's in 1 page. In the UT book, there are 2 pages of these conventional signs and symbols. What's the page number? 6. Here I will be taking a quiz on your paper. First, I want to cover what we have not done. See page 4. Identification of landforms. You have layered tinting or coloring. In this method, a color scheme is used to show relief on the map. Relief on the map means natural features, like a mountain. So there it is, or the sea. So where the sea is deeper, you might have a darker blue, then a lighter blue, and lighter and lighter. So that's called layered tinting. Then you have hill shading. This method is used to show slopes with the help of shading. The sunny slopes appear brighter in this method. Sunny means sun is able to reach, so it might not be all that steep because the sun is able to reach there. Okay. Contour interval means the difference of height between 2 consecutive contours. Like the ones we did earlier, it was like 700, 800, 900, 1000, 1100. So what was the contour interval? 100 meters. 100 meters. So that's contour interval. Then you have this one called it's vertical interval, which is the vertical distance between any 2 contour lines. Vertical is this vertical. And you have horizontal, that is HE. Horizontal equivalent is the actual distance between 2 points on a contour line. Horizontal distance and vertical distance. See the example there. Okay, are you all on the same page? Yes, ma'am. So in the example, the figure represents an island with 2 hills linked by a low ridge. You can see 2 hills that are joined, connected with a low ridge. The dotted lines in in this diagram represent the levels on the hillside. Which are the dotted lines? See the hill, and there you can see those dotted lines over here. Over here you can see these horizontal dotted lines. So the dotted lines in the diagram represent the levels on the hillside at which heights of 100 meter, 200 meter, 300, 400 respectively are attained. You can see, right? What are the numbers written there? 100, 200, 300 and 400. They therefore represent contour lines. If the island were to sink or the sea to rise 100 meters, the 100-meter contour level would become the new coastline. There is 100 is the first dotted line. So the 100-meter level contour level would become the new coastline and would represent the sea level. In the diagram, a contour map of the area has been drawn. Can you see? Yes. So because there are two hills, you can see two rounds over there. The 300 and the other is 400. Why? Because that one, the one on the other side is taller. Okay? So it starts with 100, moves on to 200, 300 and 400. Whereas on the left side, you only have 300 because that's this height. Okay? Spot heights. These are marked on the map by a dot and an associated number, like dot 341. So there might be a place which might be marked like that as dot 297, and they will ask you to identify the location of that spot line. Benchmarks. These are marks on buildings and other permanent structures. These marks are shown by the letters BM along with the height. Example BM 580. So identify the benchmark. So in that big map with small details. Okay, in the big map with the minute details, you will have to identify the BM, whatever the number is, that benchmark, and identify the location of it. Triangulated height. These points show the height and are marked by a triangle and the height. This you must have come across in your map work earlier also. Like if Mount Everest is shown, there would be a triangle and the height written. So that's known as triangulated height. Example, triangle and 866. Relative height in areas of steep slope. The difference between maximum and minimum. Maximum slope and the minimum is represented by the letter R, which indicates relative height. What is relative height? Yes, height between the maximum height and the lowest height, the average. Okay, thus, if one finds 3R, 3R dot or dot 3R written on the topo sheet, it means the concerned place is higher by 3 meters than its natural lowest place. Okay. Then interpretation of colors, color tints. Yellow represents cultivated areas. Green represents wooded and forested areas, the forests. Blue or water bodies which are perennial. Perennial like wells, river channels, tanks, reservoirs, etc. Perennial means flowing throughout the year. Perennial rivers and seasonal rivers. Seasonal are those which
River channels.
yes. Seasonal are those which have water only during a particular season. Maybe the rainy season or maybe in the summer because the ice has melted and the rivers are flowing. So perimeter are those which are bottom throughout. Then brown. Contour lines with their numbering is made in brown color. Stony waste, gravel waste, that is anything to do with earth basically, and sand features. White, barren land, uncultivated area, islands in a river. They are drawn in white color. Red, grid lines, metal and unmetal roads, cart tracks, path tracks, settlements, huts, and buildings are shown in red. Black, it is used for surveyed trees and have numbers written on their trunk. River banks, broken ground, dry streams, heights, railway lines, these are all drawn in black color. Telephone, telegraph lines, lines of latitude and lines of longitude, they are all drawn in black. Okay, these things are not in conventional symbols. Scale. Page 8. 8. You have in your book? So, maths are always drawn to scale. What is scale?
The ratio between
Correct. Ratio between the map distance and the actual ground distance is known as scale. Now, definition. The scale of a map denotes the relationship that exists between a length on a map and the actual distance on the ground. What is scale? Aspect the Google. What is scale? Be louder. Don't say.
Actual distance of the ground.
What? Actual distance is 5 kilometers. So 5 kilometers to the scale. What is the scale? Means what? Means what? Explain. So then the large class. If you are not there, I can explain. You also there. Let us tell. Don't tell me the formula. Explain what it is. So if you have 1 centimeter on the map and you have it means it is 50,000 kilometers on the ground. So it is 1:50,000. Okay. So the types now. There are 3 ways of representing this proportion. It can be expressed by a statement of scale. You must have done this even if not in your 7th standard. Have you done? You remember? 7 RF. So the statement of scale. The statement of scale expresses the relationship of map to ground in words because it's a statement. Okay, such as 1 centimeter to 5 kilometers. It will be written in words. That's the only thing. Okay, 1 centimeter to 5 kilometers. It is expressed as 1 cm is to 5 km. Then you have the linear scale. You can see that line over there. The linear scale represents the same relationship by means of a straight line. They are all the same thing but expressed in different ways. Straight line divided into lengths each of which represents a certain distance on the ground. So same thing they are saying in the form of a scale. If you look at the scale, how is it? You'll be able to see it, right? So it's the same as that. You can see the subdivisions here. Linear scale is drawn on a map as shown in figure below. Okay. There states written 1 cm is equal to 5 km. So 1 centimeter represents 5 kilometers on the ground. Then you have RF, the representative fraction. This expresses the proportion of mass to ground numerically. It is usually abbreviated as RF. That's the short form. It means you have a fraction. What is a fraction? Something upon something, numerator and the denominator. The numerator of the fraction is always 1 and represents a length on the map because we take 1 unit, right? 1 is to something. So that numerator will always be 1 and represents the length of the map, while the denominator indicates the actual distance on the ground. So it would be, if it's 1 is to 25,000, what would the fraction be? RF be? 1 upon 25,000. Measurement and calculation of areas. Measurement of direct or straight distances. How will you do it? If the place is straight. Steps. Mark, yes, you use a scale. Mark 2 points on the map between the distance which is to be measured. Measure the distance with the help of a divider or piece of paper. You can use a divider or a piece of paper. The given points on the map. Now place the divider or strip of paper on the linear scale drawn on the map. This will directly give you the distance on the ground with the help of those 2 points. But what if it is curved? You want to find out some distance which is curved. You use a thread. Okay, so measurement of indirect or curved distances, some difficulty lies in the measurement of the length of irregular or curved line. It may not be just curved, it may be wavy also. What will you do? So, take a piece of thread and mark the point with pen which shows the starting point. Spread the thread, take the thread along that particular line. So spread the thread along the line following each curve till the last point. Now stretch the thread, so where it has ended, then you stretch the thread, that is your distance. Okay. Then there are some practice, there are some exercises in your resource book. Solve it after you've gone home. Okay? Conventional signs and symbols open. Page 6. First, only see the page 6.1. Okay? Don't see the second page. Go through it. I'm giving you time. Okay, then you will all close your books. I will ask you any symbol and you will come out and draw that. Okay, so that's why only the first page. This temple. From where to do it from the volume, huh? Done, done. See, for those who are asking what is a pagoda, this is a pagoda. It's like a Buddhist temple. Ah. See this? This is what. Yeah. It's under temple only, no? All are together only. But the pen has gone. And dry will be. Today is your day. What's your name? Huh? Pansuri is happy today. Today is her day. I asked her, don't you remember if you attended my class earlier? Were you there? No, I think I've seen you. So which means you were there, but you told me that you weren't there. So but good, she was lucky she escaped. So I told her that now next I will make sure that I ask you. And now the pen is gone. So that's what I'm saying, it's for day today. But next time I'll ask you. I won't forget, huh? Okay, go through. In case of any doubt, solve the exercises in the UT volumes. Use the maps that are given. Bye.
Have a good day, ma'am.
Yes, you too. Another class now. What are next?
पहले दो आया और ये
लाइट बंद कर रहा है ट्राई नहीं कर
तो ये क्या तेरा कर रही है
इसको बुलबुला बनाना है।
हार्ड वर्क सिस्टम
नहीं चालू हो गया
चालू हो गया भाई।
It's your dish,